But I don't know. A lot of these people are just yap. They just want someone to pay attention to them, and there's always people to follow stupid causes. There were people who at one time thought it would be a good idea to ban alcohol in America. But I don't know. It's just crazy. And when it comes to video games as well, you gotta look in the... like, even interactive media, not considering video games themselves as video games, you have this huge web of ideas and possibilities, and you know, it really is amazing how much you could really do and get away with. I mean, I couldn't imagine a game like Grand Theft Auto when I was playing this game for the first time. Like, I could imagine making something that real, but at the time, this was like, oh my god, holy grail of reality, you know, oh my god, this game, like, the graphics are so realistic, and I can't believe this is playing on my computer, and I'm willing to wait like 4 minutes for it to load. But, you know, and by today's standard, people don't, they kind of just flake it off. And it's just interesting watching that whole transition from, you know, some awful, like, text-based adventure game to, you know, all the way up to Quake 4 or like something like that. And I really think that internet propagation for information sources is probably nowhere near as important as some of the early internet applications like FTP servers for Doom wads and people who played a lot of online co-op or a lot of online deathmatch. And I mean, I knew tons of people whose parents like rushed out so they could get, you know, internet just so they could, you know, play online. And it's funny because there's like not much of an accreditation there, because really before the internet was all porn like it is today, well, porn, YouTube, porn and Google, but before that, I mean, video games were pretty much king of online, of most of the internet. And once again, it's like never a credited thing. I mean, you gotta consider there were up to, I believe, like 10,000 people playing Quake 1 and 2 online, something like that. They had some thing up posted a while ago, I don't even remember what it was on. I think it was in like Wired or something like that, about the number of people who played video games online before a certain time, and like, you know, some of the first games online. And they mentioned Quake 1. Quake 1 did have TCP, I think, connection, so you could play online. And, you know, when I first played it, I was like blown away. Like, oh my god, I'm playing with some guy in Austria. Like, and I don't know, I think that's the reason why, you know, you have massively multiplayers today, is because there are all these people who started on the forefront with, you know, pretty simplistic video games, and it, again, slowly evolved up. But going from, like, you know, maybe a couple thousand who played online together to millions, you know, just Warcraft alone is ridiculous. And I don't know if there's anything else on this level for me. But it's just fascinating that people don't credit things, you know, give good credit where credit is due to a lot of hard work of a lot of individuals who made, even like the communities of early video games were, I feel, pretty tightly knit. You know, you had forum posters, you had people who are constantly talking about, you know, oh, look at my greatest score, and speed runs and all that kind of stuff. And it took almost like 7 years for anything like Guinness to catch up. Actually, I know the person who recently won the Super Mario 64 world speed record, a guy named Mason, and he's a pretty cool dude. I mean, he's a little strange, but that's Mason. But you know, and it took so long for even them to accept it, and even nowadays you have stupid Roger Ebert, that fat sack of crap, saying like video games aren't art. Well, what the hell? You liked freaking $1 Million Baby. Like, that movie was garbage, and you liked it. Like, you're nothing without Siskel. When Siskel died, your show died. You should have just quit and retired and sat back with another bucket of chicken, been done with your career. Because, like, honestly, last time I watched it, all the movies I liked, he hated, and all the movies he loved, I hated. So, you take that. But, I don't know, that's just me being angry about that. I don't really care if video games are art or anything, but, I mean, even looking around this, you know, you had a team of, what, like, maybe 40 people who sat there day in, day out, editing pixel by pixel, each square, you know, in on each one of these. Like, this tile, that tile, you know, someone spent, like, probably, like, 2 days putting that together. You know, putting together just the textures for this. And then, who knows how long the music took. And then, you have people who actually designed the levels, and the programming, and the architecture, and I mean, when you put it all together, that's art. I mean, it really, nowadays, movie credits aren't nearly as long as video game credits. I sat down for like a long half an hour of Wolfenstein, and you know, those people, sure, they have things like the Doom Bible, and they have, you know, a certain number of credits, but, you know, there's a lot of people who made games who will never be known. I mean, granted, there's the people who made games like E.T. for the Atari, who, you know, probably never made a video game after. Probably had never made a video game before, but that's neither here nor there. But you have all these people, and, you know, they work hard to make something and bring, like, a fun adventure to people, so I don't know. I don't understand how that isn't art in itself. I mean, it is a creative collaboration. I mean, granted, movies are in the toilet nowadays anyway. I don't even remember the last really good movie I saw other than Piranha. But Piranha's a remake. It's not an original, you know? So, not much can be said on that front. Alright, I need to figure out where the next gear is. This elevator still doesn't come down. But, I don't know. It just kind of makes me angry, because, you know, someone spent a long time, and especially when Doom and Wolfenstein 3D were pretty much like a group of people trying to get together to build something, and, you know, who still today provide the backbone for all modern games. I mean, everything from coining the word deathmatch all the way up to first-person shooters to even Commander Keen. A lot of the things from that game are still being used today in platformers and games of the like. So, I don't know. I can't see how any other way around that. Alright, I really need this other gear piece, and I'm gonna have to search for some stupid switch that's in the middle of nowhere. But, I don't know, I've always admired, like, a lot of the things in video games, and the people who actually have the patience to sit down and sculpt every angle, and sit there for hours, like, putting together each individual piece, and even then going back and debugging and checking, and it's just craziness. But I don't know. That's my rant on that subject. I just felt like I had to say it. I've probably said it like 8 other times. But, I don't know. My life has revolved around video games for the most part, and I really wouldn't change that or that experience ever. And I need to go around the other way because they keep going around in this direction, and it's totally not helping. I don't know. I just think there's a certain amount of merit that was never properly given. And today, I don't know, people give the most merit by, like, having shirts that say, like, 1-up. And, like, I don't know, I understand a lot of people played Mario as a kid, but there are so many cool games before that. Like, Dig Dug. Dig Dug's the shit. Like, granted, you could probably spend, like, get a little tutorial and write Dig Dug in a coding language in, like, maybe a day or two. like if you already had the art. But actually you probably wouldn't even need art because it's just colored. Like all the backgrounds are just layer colors, so... Alright, I have to follow every wall and look for like one switch that's like hidden in some little nook on the side. But, I don't know, back then it was quite an accomplishment. I remember playing hours of that. And the worst part is knowing that, like, people created those games to be like quarter munchers. So basically their entire design was to like steal your money. And I don't know. I'm not a fan of the infinite game. Like, I don't like games that last for, you know, oh, just keep going until you die. Like, it's different if you're trying to go for like a record or a high score, and like some people who do like how fast can you beat Tekken 3, you know, that kind of stuff is cool, but there's at least a consolidated end to the game. Alright, is there really nothing else in this stinking level? Or do I have to go into that other place again? Maybe something open there. Yay, minimal progress. But at least you got a good rant out of it. The other thing that I think is amazing is the jump. Like, I think video games have had a pretty rapid ascension. Not in player populace, but like content and graphics and stuff. I feel that console did a whole lot more jumps. You know, trying to outbuy everybody else and be like, ah ha ha, my system has the superior graphics. But okay, I'm gonna save. And I'm dead. But I think that that's perfectly healthy. I mean, I don't consider I don't consider graphics like the end-all be-all. Like, I love Minecraft, and I mean, it's just a bunch of square blocks. Like, it's graphically, it's nothing to write home about, but I mean, it's still a great game. The gameplay makes more than makes up for it. So, I'm fine with that. Alright, I need the stinking key. The rusted key. You know... I have a torch, but I don't want to use it. Oh, hello. Libera Obscura? I thought it was Libera Obscura. That's what, the Book of the Hidden? I think it's the Book of the Hidden. I don't know. I'm not up on my Latin. I took it like 1 year in high school and had like the best teacher in the world. But... serpents! Damn. I'm just glad they weren't slaughters. Ominous Bull Switch says that's the end of this episode of Let's Play Hexen Beyond Heretic and beyond! Well, see you later.